Hey, Brandon here from Austin Bees, and this is Beekeeping Simplified, tricks and tips to make beekeeping easier and more fun. Today we're going to be covering an easy bee feed recipe which you can make in your kitchen with a minimal amount of mess and time. First, let's go over the ingredients and equipment that you'll need. At the top, you'll see a standard whistling tea kettle, and then from left to right, you'll see white table sugar, acid blend, a 1-quart mason jar with measurements on the side, a tablespoonful of honey, a 1/8 teaspoon measuring spoon, and a mason jar funnel. Start by filling your jar with 2 cups of water. This is where you'll find that the measurements on the side of the mason jar really come in handy. Now add those 2 cups of water to the tea kettle and bring to a boil. Now while the water's coming to a boil on the stove, add approximately 3 to 3.5 cups of white table sugar to your mason jar. Again, those measurements on the side really come in handy. Now, to acidify the feed and get the pH closer to that of honey, we're going to add a 1/16 of a teaspoon of acid blend. Now that's going to be half of your 1/8 teaspoon. Well, it looks like our water's come to a boil. Now, we're going to add it to the acid blend and the white table sugar that we've got in the mason jar. Next, we're going to use our tablespoonful of honey to stir the rest of the sugar at the bottom of the jar. As you can tell from the video, the honey that I'm using is sticking to the spoon. That's because it was crystallized. But any honey will work as long as you know the source and you know that the bees are disease-free. Now, after the sugar at the bottom of the jar is thoroughly broken up and the honey mixed in, it's a good idea to put on the lid tightly and continue the rest of the mixing by shaking. If the jar is really hot, it helps to have a heat-proof mitt. Now shake everything up until it gets thoroughly dissolved. Properly mixed, it should look like canola oil. To quickly cool things down, add your feed to a sink full of cold tap water. Since most of the heat exchange is taking place in the lid, it helps to keep both the feed and the jar circulating by periodically agitating things. Just be careful when you're doing so not to hit the jar and break it. This will rapidly cool the mixture down in just a few minutes. After drying the jar, now you've got a quart of bee feed that's ready to go. It can be placed directly into an entrance feeder or poured into an internal feeder. Since it's so easy to make bee feed this way, we rarely make up any in advance, but just make it up a few minutes before we need it. If you enjoyed this video and would like more simple beekeeping tips, subscribe to our YouTube channel and like us on Facebook. And as always, listen to your bees. They're the ultimate teachers. Take care, and thanks again for watching.